Welcome to this journey, a journey not of new discoveries, but of ancient truths that have the power to solve nearly all your life's problems. Have you ever felt trapped in your own mind, endlessly searching for peace that never comes? What if I told you that the answers you seek are already in your reach, embedded in history, in the wisdom passed down through centuries, especially within the rich spiritual tradition of Islam? Before we dive into these lessons, take a moment to breathe deeply. Let your mind settle. The next hours are for your soul. From the moment we take our first breath, life presents us with tests, challenges that stretch our patience, faith, and character. It does not matter who you are, where you live, or what your wealth might be. Struggle is the universal human condition. The Qur'an reminds us repeatedly that life is a test, not a punishment. Every difficulty is a stepping stone towards something greater. Pause and ask yourself, how have your struggles shaped you? Are they breaking you or are they preparing you? If your thoughts just wander, don't worry, you're not alone. Sometimes the mind needs a small reset. Imagine your mind as a car. Sometimes it stalls, sometimes it speeds, but it always needs fuel and care. Modern society offers countless solutions: self-help books, apps, therapy, motivational quotes. Yet why do so many still feel lost, anxious, or empty? Because many solutions only scratch the surface. They focus on symptoms, not causes. True healing comes from deep understanding, a connection to something eternal and unchanging. Think back to a time you felt true peace. What was different about that moment? Was it a connection to faith, a surrender, a release of control? In Islam, this world is a temporary stage, a place to build character and earn the eternal reward of the hereafter. The trials we face are opportunities, tests from Allah to grow closer to Him. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions radiyallahu anhu, lived this reality fully. Their lives show us how to turn hardship into a source of strength and spiritual growth. Quick question: have you ever tried to solve a problem only to make it worse? Yeah, me too. Sometimes the best solution is to step back and breathe. Why focus on history? Because history is the greatest teacher. It contains stories of real people facing real problems, using faith and wisdom to overcome. The lessons you'll hear are distilled from centuries of experience, tested by fire and time. Pause now. What is your biggest challenge today? What if the solution to it lies not in new ideas, but in old wisdom? To receive these lessons fully, you must prepare your heart. Open it without judgment. Ask Allah for guidance and sincerity. Make an intention to listen not just with your ears, but with your soul. Here's a little humor to reset. If you've been sitting this long, stand up, stretch, and shake your hands. Even prophets had to move their bodies. Every person's soul has an innate hunger for peace, purpose, and connection. When this hunger is unmet, anxiety and emptiness grow. These lessons are designed to nourish that hunger and guide you toward fulfillment. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel your heart beating. That's life's precious gift. Ask yourself, am I living for the temporary or for the eternal? Fear is a powerful motivator. Fear of loss, failure, loneliness can either paralyze or propel us. There is urgency in embracing these lessons because time is fleeting. Your peace and success depend on acting now before another day slips away. If you're thinking, wow, this is heavy, it's okay. Life's biggest truths often are. Take a moment, smile to yourself, and remember, you are here, listening, ready to change. Soon you will learn about surrender, the power of letting go. You will discover how patience can transform pain into power. Gratitude, humility, forgiveness, all keys that open the door to lasting peace. This journey will ask you to challenge your assumptions, to face uncomfortable truths, and to embrace a new way of living. Before we move forward, I invite you to a prayer. Ask Allah to open your heart, to grant you wisdom, and to help you walk this path with sincerity. Remember, knowledge without action is like a lantern covered in dust. Let this be your moment of awakening. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the chaos of life, exhausted from trying to control the uncontrollable, this lesson will be your turning point. Today we explore the power of surrender, not as defeat, but as the secret strength that spiritual giants have relied upon throughout history. Surrender to what? To the divine plan, to the wisdom greater than our limited minds, to the unseen reality that governs our existence. From the moment we wake, we rush to control everything: our schedules, our emotions, our relationships, our futures. But how much of this control is real? The answer is humbling. Every sudden hardship, an illness, a loss, a failure, reminds us that control is an illusion. Fear often grips us when we cling too tightly. This fear feeds anxiety, stress, and despair. Quick question: have you ever tried to plan your entire day only for one unexpected event to turn everything upside down? Yep, me too. Life has a sense of humor. Look back at the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Despite unbearable trials, loss, and opposition, he never gave in to despair. His secret was surrender. Surrender to Allah's will with absolute trust and patience. His companions, radiyallahu anhu, followed the same path, demonstrating that surrender is not passivity, but a form of active faith. What areas in your life are you resisting, fighting against the current instead of surrendering? In our culture, surrender is often mistaken for weakness or failure. But history and faith tell a different story. Surrender is the source of inner strength, clarity, and peace. It frees the heart from the burden of impossible expectations. Fun fact, even the strongest among us sometimes need to say, "I give up." And that moment often leads to the greatest breakthroughs. How do you begin to surrender in your everyday life? Step 1, recognize what is truly within your control and what is not. Step 2, make dua sincerely, asking Allah for strength and guidance. Step 3, focus your energy on your efforts, not the outcomes. Step 4, practice mindfulness and acceptance when faced with hardship. Letting go is terrifying because it means stepping into the unknown. Our ego fears vulnerability and loss, but true courage is surrendering despite fear. If you're feeling overwhelmed, try this. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and remind yourself, I am not alone. Tawakkul, placing your trust in Allah after taking the necessary means, is the heart of surrender. It means doing your best, then leaving the rest to Allah. This concept has saved countless souls from despair. The early Muslims faced relentless persecution, but their trust in Allah was unwavering. These stories remind us that surrender does not mean passivity, but reliance on a power beyond ourselves. Where can you practice tawakkul more deeply in your own life? Modern psychology echoes this ancient wisdom. Letting go reduces anxiety and depression. Surrender brings peace of mind. Not a therapy session, but if you're taking notes, that's great. Trying to control others is a recipe for suffering. Surrender allows compassion, acceptance, and healthier bonds. When you surrender, you become free, free from chains of fear, anxiety, and resentment. If surrender was the key to releasing control, patience is the key to enduring trials with courage. But patience, real patience, is far more than waiting quietly. It is an active, powerful force that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions, radiyallahu anhu, embodied in the face of immense hardship. Today, we will uncover how patience can transform pain into power, despair into hope, and trials into triumph. In Arabic, sabr, patience, is a broad concept that includes endurance, perseverance, restraint, and steadfastness. It is not passive submission, but an active commitment to face hardship with faith and strength. The Qur'an mentions patience more than any other virtue, a clear sign of its importance. By the way, if you've ever tried to be patient while waiting in a long line, you know it's easier said than done. Modern psychology confirms that patience reduces stress, improves emotional regulation, and increases resilience. Patience trains the brain to respond calmly rather than react impulsively. Take a moment to recall a recent trial. How did impatience affect you? How might patience have changed the outcome? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, endured years of hardship, mockery, and loss. His patience was unwavering, a model for every believer. His companions radiyallahu anhu followed his lead, enduring persecution with steadfast hearts. The Quran assures us, indeed Allah is with the patient. Patience is not just endurance, it is a means to closeness with Allah and immense reward. If patience were a currency, the Prophet's patience would have made him a billionaire in the hereafter. Patience can be cultivated through conscious practice. Step 1. Recognize triggers that break your patience. Step 2. Pause and breathe deeply when tested. Step 3. Repeat daily prayers asking for sabr. Step 4. Reflect on the temporary nature of this life. Fear, anger, and frustration are common enemies of patience. Understanding these emotions helps you face them with strength. Quick question: have you ever lost patience because of a slow Wi-Fi connection? No shame. Patience truly is tested in modern times. Countless stories from early Muslims show how patience turned suffering into victory. Their lives remind us that patience is a powerful weapon against despair. From relationships to career challenges, patience is the key to wise responses. Impatience leads to regret. Patience leads to peace. Patience refines the soul, purifies intentions, and deepens faith. It is a necessary companion on the path to Allah. If you're still with me, take a moment to stretch and thank yourself for investing in your soul. In a world of instant gratification, cultivating patience is urgent. Without patience, we risk losing our spiritual and mental balance. Remember, patience is not the absence of hardship, it's how you face it. The next lessons will show you how gratitude, humility, and forgiveness build on this foundation to create a life of lasting peace. Thank you for joining this journey of ancient wisdom and spiritual transformation. If this video has touched your heart or sparked a change within, please subscribe to the channel. Together we will continue walking the path of wisdom, faith, and true peace. May Allah bless you, guide you, and strengthen your heart